Welcome to Children's Worship Week 9. Now, I have a question for you. If you were to take a look at these three pictures, what would you guess we were going to talk about today? We have a man who looks like he's saying something, a boat, and a whale. If you guys are saying Jonah, you're right. We're going to talk about Jonah because moms and dads are still talking about Jonah with Pastor Eric and Pastor Branson. And so we are going to talk about Jonah a little bit more too, but not necessarily just his story. Remember, when God asked Jonah to go to Nineveh, or told Jonah to go to Nineveh, he had a job to do, right? What was he supposed to tell everybody? Do you guys remember? He was supposed to tell everybody that they needed to follow Jesus, right? And they needed to do what was right. So our story today is going to talk about how we can kind of be like Jonah too. And instead of just telling people, though, how we can show people Jesus and how we can spread his message to people. So let's take a look at our story for this week. Our story this week is If Jesus Lived Inside My Heart. It's written by Jill Roman Lord and illustrated by Amy Woomer. If Jesus lived inside my heart, would other people know? Perhaps he'd use all parts of me to love and shine and glow. Okay, looks like they're helping her out in her garden. If Jesus used my eyes, I think he might just recommend that when I see a child alone, I try to be her friend. I'd offer her some bubble gum or ask if she might like to shoot some hoops of basketball or try out my new trike. Would Jesus use my mouth to say I'm sorry when I'm wrong or offer kind encouragement for friends to get along? I think he'd use my arms to give big, warm, and snuggly hugs and hold my baby sister when she's scared of creepy bugs. My hands could make nice cards to send to Grandma far away. I'd also rub Mom's shoulders when she's had a busy day. How many of you guys have sent a card or a letter to somebody in the mail? Lots of people are kind of lonely right now, right? That'd be a great idea for you guys to show some love to somebody by decorating a card and then sending it off in the mail. It says, I'd always try to do what's best so someone else might see that Jesus lives inside my heart and works through little me. So when we do good things and when we try our best, other people will notice, right? They'll notice that there's something different. And that's because we have Jesus living in our hearts. And if there were one cookie left, I know just what to do. I'd split it with my brother because he'd want a cookie too. I know I sometimes make mistakes. I'm messy and I spill. Then what does Jesus think of me? Does Jesus love me still? What do you think? Does Jesus still love us when we mess up? I think so. Did he still love Jonah when Jonah messed up? He did, didn't he? I think he'd say, I love you, child, more than you'll ever know. Since you have given me your heart, I'll never let you go. I'll work through you and shine through you just like the brightest light. I'll guide each precious step you take and help you do what's right. And though I live inside of you, I'm here for all to see. When others see your acts of love, they're also seeing me. In Ephesians 3 verses 17 in the Bible, it says, and I pray that Christ will be more and more at home in your hearts, living within you as you trust him. This week, let's try to show somebody some love, and let's try to show somebody the love that Jesus has for us and how much he cares for him. Just like Jonah was supposed to go into Nineveh and tell them that they needed to turn to Jesus, and how Jesus reminded Jonah that he loved those people. Even when they messed up, he still loved him. Let's see if we can remind other people that Jesus loves them just as much this week. Have a good week.